Welcome, get a glass and fill it with booze. See if you can figure out all the clues. If you like trivia, you're part of the club. So come on down and join us at the pub. We act like idiots and call it art. Every now and then we say something smart. If it's trivia you really love, then come and join us down at the pub. Come and join us down at the pub.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pub Trivia Experience. My name is Chris and we are here for a little PTE bonus. This is dropping on the main feed, but I wanted just to take some time with these four amazing people and Adam. But the reason I wanted to do this, and I want to be a little transparent with our listeners out there, and I want to tell just a real quick story. So I don't remember when this was. I feel like it was like 2016. But to kind of paint the picture for you, Leah and I had just bought our first house together. We were living in Clearwater, and Hurricane Irma was barreling down towards Pinellas County. So we live in Pinellas County. We live outside of Tampa, Florida, and like we have not been hit by a hurricane in a long time. We had just bought this house. We did not want to evacuate. We were going to ride the storm out at home. Ooh. And top of mind when it came to like, how do we survive this was, one, do we have water? Yes, we had water. Do we have food? Yeah, we had food. But the question was, how are we going to entertain ourselves? This is terrible, but like, what are we going to do if we have to be together with no air conditioning in August in Florida? And there was a new podcast that I had recently discovered. And so Leah and I took turns downloading full episodes of a show called Trivial Warfare. We were without power for 4 days in Tampa following Irma. It was hot, and our reprieve, Leah and my reprieve, was getting into my car. And I think at that point in time, I was driving a little beat up Honda Civic. And we would get into the car, charge our phones, sit in the air conditioning, and literally play trivia together to the dulcet tones of Mr. Jonathan Oakes. And that legitimately got us through the aftermath of Hurricane Irma. We were spared. Irma veered east at the last minute, hit Punta Gorda, if I'm not mistaken, down north of Naples. But still, 4 days without power sucked. In August in Florida, really sucked. The point in this story is that ever since then, I have found myself as a part of a community of people that genuinely has brought me nothing but joy for the last, Jonathan, is this 10 years?
I mean,
longer for you.
Yeah, I started in 2015, February.
11 years. 11 years of my life has been spent listening to Jonathan and his merry group of folks over there at the Trivial Warfare Army and the Oakes Media Group. But it's also given me some of the best friends I'll have in my entire life. And Adam, but just genuinely.
I am revoking my Patreon the second we're done with this goddamn recording.
That's right. He's not going to take your money anymore. He's going to have to pay you.
But I say that because the genuineness that which this group communicates, the openness and the camaraderie is second to none. And genuinely, I think we all kind of owe that to Jonathan and the way he's built this group, this community of creators and listeners. And I had the opportunity, this is my second, I think it was the fourth or fifth Trivial Warfare takeover. I got to go to one in Jacksonville. The second one was in Jacksonville, which was awesome. And then I got to go to the one in Pittsburgh. I didn't get to make it to Denver, and I'm mad about that. But
should be
for me, just this amazing 3 or 4 days that I got to hang out and I got to meet new people. Niv, I'd never met you before. Vanessa, I'd never met you before. Paul, I think we met at the Trivial Warfare one in Jacksonville, the second one.
We did.
Briefly.
Yeah, sure.
And Adam, I've gotten to know you over the course of the last handful of years. I give you a lot of shit because it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
But genuine good times. But I wanted just to take a second. I've been talking for 4 minutes now. I'm sorry. I wanted to just take a second, just a couple of minutes, and talk about the experience we had in Pittsburgh. But before we do that, Jonathan, I want to start with you. Talk to us about what this means to you as you embark in the next chapter of your life. Talk to us about like what this means to you and what this last 11 years has brought to value in your existence here on this earth.
How many hours do we have?
Mm-hmm.
I can say this. I really love hearing what you're saying and has been echoed by a lot of people. When I started Trivial Warfare in 2015, I was fresh off of a divorce. And I was looking for what is my life going to be now that all of this time that was being used up is no longer being used up. And Trivial Warfare turned out to be the thing that stuck, right? And it was amazing because within the first few months, it was just me and Chris at first, and then within the first few months, it attracted Carmela and Ben, and we all became great friends. And I don't think that most people know this, but one of the reasons that things have turned out the way that they have in regards to takeovers and other stuff like that is that for much of my life, I've been a lonely person. And I was very intentional about trying to not only be friendly, but be inclusive and to try and make what we did, while we were sarcastic and crude sometimes, to always have a mindset to make what we did inviting. And so as time went on, we got the chance to start meeting people and got the chance to engage. When I would travel for work, sometimes I'd always tell people where I was going. And I mean, I remember the first time I met Scott Barber. I was on a work trip in Columbus, Ohio, and he brought me a T-shirt that was TWA in the style of the NWO logo. It's one of my favorite shirts to this day. I'd never met the guy, and he showed up with a T-shirt for me. What I've learned about people in our community is that they're fantastic. And any chance that I have to open up any doors to try and get people together in the same place is something that I want to do, because I have the most fun hanging out with you guys, hanging out with people that I don't have to dim myself down for, that I don't have to hold my tongue and stay quiet, that I don't have to, that I can just be normally me and you all be normally you, and those things mesh. Those things go great together. And it makes it so easy to be friends and to want to spend time together, because it's just like, hey, when I hang out with that person, it's like hanging out with my brothers or my sisters. And so it's become really special to have the chance to put on any kind of events like that.
I was so caught up in kind of like my own monologue or diatribe there. I forgot to ask Jonathan, how you doing? What are you drinking?
I am doing fantastic, and I am drinking the tears of my vanquished foes.
Oh, that's us, Vanessa.
It is. It's us.
Let's run through this here real quick. My co-host with the most, I can't say most hair on top of his head, because everyone other than me has got hair on top of their head. But Paul McLaughlin, my friend, how you doing? What are you drinking?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I am still drinking Pepsi Zero. I will be saving my drinking for tomorrow night. I do have to say, I discovered a new brew pub here in Pittsburgh recently. Burgers Brewing, loving what they're putting out. So if you're ever in town, highly recommend. 4 locations. Mwah.
The food, by the way, like of all things, the food in Pittsburgh, phenomenal.
Great stuff. You know, I have to respond to something that Jonathan said on the most recent TWA, talking about Permanente and kind of talking a little smack about it, how, you know, it wasn't all that great.
Yeah,
No
it wasn't all
shit.
that great.
It wasn't.
No shit, it wasn't all that great. It's the thing that the city is known for. The thing the city is known for when it comes to food is, it doesn't matter what city you're talking about. It doesn't matter what food you're talking about. It's never that great, because by the time everybody has heard about it, it's already, maybe it was great. Oh, back in the day, sure, it was. I'm sure Permanente was fantastic a long time ago. Actually, the first time I had it was 5 years ago or so, and that was the Permanente Brothers sandwich I had 5 years ago was the best one I have had. And since then, places get too popular and they go downhill. And so, yeah, it absolutely is. It's fine, but it's the thing you have to do when you're in the city. So
I'll get pushback there real quick, because if we can get TWA Takeover St. Petersburg, and we can have Cuban sandwiches at the Columbia,
and they'll be fine.
No. No. Fuck you, sir. Next
we're just
up,
gonna go get Hungry Howie's while we're down there, right?
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah.
Definitely not do Hungry Howie's.
Yeah, we're gonna get the tie-dye pizza, Chris. You're the one who fucking told me about that shit.
I'm sorry.
I definitely do not recall anyone having Rocky Mountain oysters when y'all were in Denver. So.
No, I have had those.
Let's talk of it.
Yeah, I ate
Was
them
there
when I
talk
lived
of
in
it?
Denver.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
There
they're
was
not
talk
bad.
of hell
They're really
no,
not
we're
bad.
not doing that.
So when it comes to takeovers, the first couple were in Jacksonville. Then we did Denver, and then there was a year off, which was because of my wedding. And then we did Pittsburgh just this year. And I think I told you guys, the event itself started when I was breaking up with my then girlfriend. And I was just like, I was talking to Nick, and I'm like, man, I don't know. I kind of just want to hang out with people. So this was 2021, I think. This was right after the height of COVID. And so we hadn't been seeing each other. We hadn't been engaging. We hadn't been whatever. Maybe, no, it was 2022. It was 2022. And it felt important. It was like, I need to be around people. And Nick's like, well, I'll come. Why don't you just tell everybody that come on this weekend? Nick will be there. Jonathan will be there, and whatever. And we had 20 something people show up and had a big house party, and just, we did the things that people like us like to do to have fun. And guess what? Everybody had fun. I was never able to get the stain of Adam's balls off of my kitchen floor.
They're still there, but they increased the value of that house.
I mean,
guarantee it.
It was a very small subset of people. A very small subset of people.
But it's like, I got to know who Paul was as a person, because at the end of the night at 2 a.m, everybody's leaving. Everybody left except for Paul and Joe Dudas, who walked around with me and helped clean everything in the kitchen up and get all the trash in the trash cans. And I'm like, that Paul dude, I like him. He is a stand-up freaking guy.
He makes a
and you
good
get to know
janitor.
that kind of stuff when you hang out with people.
I could not agree more. We're gonna go to LaGrange real quick because we have to. It's contractually obligated. Adam Speas, my friend, how you doing? What are you drinking?
How? I'm doing pretty
You missed
good.
an eliminator question, Adam.
Yeah.
ZZ Top, LaGrange.
I know that one song. That one song about hookers. I got that one. I don't know anything about.
Wait, you don't?
else.
You only know one ZZ Top song?
Yeah,
No, he only knows one song about
LaGrange.
hookers.
it's the one. Yeah, it's the one about the town with hookers. That's the one I know. But I'm doing fantastic, and I'm excited to talk about Trivial Warfare and every other things in the TWA. I've been hard in the TWA for a while, but tonight I'm just drinking some Buffalo Trace, 90 proof. I've got my fancy glass. I've got my fancy shit. It tastes delicious, and we can move on. I want to talk about the TWA takeovers, but more so what I want to talk about, at least what I'm going to start off, is Trivia Warfare is obviously a fun show that we all enjoy. People out there, but no.
I heard that butt coming.
Yeah. There might be other trivia shows that you like the style of the trivia better. But the thing that Jonathan Oakes has done, is this a Jonathan Oakes suck off? Because that's what I'm kind of feeling it is.
I hope not. I'm married, sir.
Schlorp.
God, you have a long tongue.
Chris. But basically, no one has created a better community. And so, I have my own trivia podcast show. Chris does. Other people do. A lot of people do. Like, we all end up just making trivia shows for each other. That's just kind of how this group has done. But it all kind of, to an extent, stems from the community that was created from Trivia Warfare. Like, nobody has created the community that Jonathan has really delved into. And the one thing that I will say that I'm extremely proud of, sir, is that I jumped on Trivia Warfare. It wasn't like the most early stuff that was just you and Chris. I went back and listened to those at some point, but it was when you did your patron or your listener tournament.
Okay.
So that was when I started.
Well, that's old.
It's still very
Oh,
old.
yeah. It's 2016.
Yeah.
And so that's when I first found your show and I listened to that. And then after a certain amount of time, I was like, why the fuck aren't you doing tournaments anymore? And you brought this up. You mentioned it at some point because you said it's too much fucking work. You're like, God damn it. It's
So
too
much work.
And so I said, fuck you. And I have been doing a patron tournament for the last 6 years. And it has been like one of the staples of TTT.
Love that.
It's so much fucking work. You were right. It's so much fucking work. But it's a good time. And so I was just like, you know what? Just to not to one up, but to be like, fuck you. I can do it, Jonathan. We've kept it going more than 1 year. And it's been a fantastic. Hey, Paul McLaughlin, you're a champ and we appreciate you. But in general, I just want to say, obviously, as Chris said, a lot of us have been trivia nerds since before all the podcasting, but Jonathan found a way to bring us together one way or another. And of course, we all find things that we like about each other. And it's been an amazing experience. I've been to all of the official TWA takeovers, and I plan to keep going because the social aspect is something that I absolutely adore. And so I will be there as long as you will have me.
And Adam, it's something interesting. We met in person before the takeovers.
True.
I knew you when you were an LA guy. Before people thought of you as a Georgia boy.
Before I was a LaGrange. I was LA.
Yeah, right.
LA Grange. I was LA. Yes. I was a listener, and I was I don't know if I was a patron. I assume I was a patron back then.
You were. And we recorded in the Beetlejuice room.
The weirdest fucking room I've ever been in. And you in not the nicest area of Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. It was you, John Liu, C. Robert Dimitri, and Joe McGee.
Joe Mixon. Yeah.
No, that's Joe Mixon's the football player. Joe McGee, I think.
Joe McGee. God,
it was tremendous. That's the reason I bring that up is it's the same every time. When you go and meet people, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yep.
I don't think we've asked Vanessa or Niv what they're drinking yet.
I'm working my way through. I want to give everyone a chance to kind of talk through their experience with TWA, and like to be transparent with you, like this community has come to mean a lot to me, and I'll get more into that either later on in this show or at another later show when I'm sober. But Vanessa, let's move over to you, because the last two here are the two that I just met this last trip. I had known Paul, I had known Adam, I had known Jonathan for a couple of years through previous, but I just met Niv and Vanessa this trip out to Pittsburgh. And Vanessa, I think this is your third appearance on my show at this point.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So Vanessa, let's start with you here. How you doing? What are you drinking? And just, vamp a little bit.
I'm doing great. I am drinking my Gator Light electrolyte things because I was walking around outside today and it's hot here. I know I don't live in Florida, but it is still hot. And this one, it might have less sugar, but it tastes weird. Pittsburgh was like a month ago? A little more than a month ago?
It's about that.
Yes.
It's been a month.
It was exactly a month ago. It was April 13th, wasn't it?
Yeah, a month ago. And So the thing for me is, so I started listening to Trivial Warfare because I was no longer able to go to bar trivia because I had a baby. And then all my friends had babies and nobody had time to do trivia anymore. And it's like the one thing that I can still do that brings me joy. So I was like, I can't just, I have to do something. I have to do something. So I found the podcast. It was my son's born in the middle of 2016, so sometime around there. And I started listening to it, and you get to like know the personalities of the people. And so I had been in the Facebook group. I've been a patron for a long time, and finally they were like, "We're coming to Denver," and I'm like, "Well, that would be cool because that's where I live, and I don't necessarily want to fly all the way across the whole country to meet a bunch of people I don't know." But I was like, they're here. I'll try it. We'll see. People cannot possibly be more mean in real life than they are in the internet. So I was like, well, we'll see. But that was kind of how I approach the situation, right? Like I have been a lurker, long-time listener, first-time caller, for a long time. And to walk into a room and hear the voices of all the personalities that have been in my car for the last 10 years was surreal and amazing. And for me, I am an eldest daughter at my core. Like I stereotypically, that is how I live my life. But when I can go and be with this community and these people, I don't have to be that. It's like a family reunion without the really obnoxious people that show up to family reunions. It's like all the fun cousins and the older siblings that I never had, and it's like a giant play date, and doing things that we like to do and that we all agree are fun just because there's a similarness of vibes and personality and people that love trivia.
So, real quick, tell me you weren't raised in an Italian New England family without telling me you weren't raised in an Italian New England family. Because, damn. Again, you've been on, I think this is your third episode, your first loss, by the way. So, like.
Yeah, I know.
It's my fault. So it's fucking my fault, the partner.
Didn't I beat you in a show, Adam?
Probably.
Everybody
fucking beats me.
Hey, Adam, if you can't beat him, join him.
Yeah.
And drag him down to your level.
That didn't work. So the LCD here, the least common denominator, is Adam losing.
Yeah.
Adam, my friend, I give you, like, I feel bad. I give you so much shit, but I genuinely love you. I hope you know that.
Yeah, I know it's from that. Exactly.
All right, we're going to head out to the home of the Wu-Tang Clan, Staten Island, New York. Niv, my friend, how you doing? What are you drinking? And just open mic, dude. Like, whatever you got, go.
Oh gosh, open mic. That's that's a dangerous thing. Because here I am. I'm from New York, and I'm an open mic guy. That was like a big community thing. So here's the thing about me, and so I have lived through several communities in my life, and sometime before that takeover, there used to be a club out in the East Village called the Sidewalk Cafe, 6th Avenue and 6th and A, 6th Street Avenue A. And I basically used to live there, just night after night after night. I hosted shows. My band, Lucky Witch and the Righteous Ghost, played there for years and years. Sometimes I hosted the open mic. It was just such a giant community. And then came COVID, as well as an owner who decided that, I think I can make a ton of money if I just sold this place to a bunch of Nepo babies from Brooklyn who have no idea what to do with it. And suddenly that whole community was gone. So I had like a big hole in my life in the community respect, I mean, I still was doing music stuff, but it's like everything changes, right? So suddenly there was this whole like, so I'm part of another musical community, and they were doing an event in Denver. And I saw that Trivial Warfare was also doing Denver. And I was just like, well, like, do I go and do Trivial Warfare? I had met Jonathan once in real life. He took me to my first ever pub trivia. You know, I'm like never like a pub trivia guy, never an in-person trivia person. And I thought, you know what? Like, Jonathan was such a cool guy. I had such a fun time that night. Let me just like take a risk. And I said, well, since I'm going to be in Denver anyway, I'm going to spend just a whole nother week and a half in Denver and do the takeover.
Wow.
Woo!
So
a lot of weed.
I'm
So
so
lot
glad
of
you
weed.
did.
And I'm so glad I did as well, because a big part of my life is I always want, like I used to work for the federal government. And when you work for the federal government, sometimes you have to kind of put on a front, right? You know, here I am public facing, and I had to, you know, kind of put on a front sometimes. But it's always a big thing to be able to feel like I am being myself. And I always want to be able to say, here I am in a situation where I feel like I am myself. I'm not faking it. I'm not putting up a front. And I was able to walk, like, I literally walked from my hotel, because I wasn't staying at the same hotel everyone else was, walked over to the takeover in Denver, immediately met Brooke outside of the big house that everyone was at.
Hold on. No. Use her real name.
The first person you met was Brooke?
Use her real name.
Yeah, first person I met was Stephanie Brooke. She was, and immediately she was like, and she was like, come on in. And it was just like, and I met all of these people, and I felt like I could be myself. And I felt like I was in a community of people who could be themselves and be as nerdy as they wanted to be and be just so true to themselves that if, like, we went out to karaoke, and Ian was there, and Ian went up and
Ian
like sang like the Dropkick Murphys, and then ran off stage and just gave me like in a kilt and runs over, gives me like the biggest hug, and I'm just like, dude, this is wild. I'm like, I just met these people, and everyone there, just such good people. I've made such good friends thanks to this community. I am so happy that, you know, that I took that chance, and I'm so thankful that Jonathan has made such an amazing community for people that can be themselves. Here I am. I always like post online about, you know, I'm your Billboard obsessed friend, because that's my thing. Like that's my bit of nerdiness.
Makes me so happy though. Like
I love it.
I love it.
Like that's my thing. I mean, I've been obsessed with Billboard since like 6th grade. And like, I feel like I can just like come on and just be like, hey, here's some like nerdy thing I found. Or just talk to, like, I talked when we went to Pittsburgh. So one of the first things we did, we were all walking around, and I was just like, every time I go to a different state, I go to a vintage toy store to pick up some, because I have
Bro, this is one of my favorite things we did.
Yeah, like I go to a vintage toy store because I have like a big vintage toy collection. I have like a bunch of He-Man figures. So I was just like, I'm out there, I'm going to pick up a He-Man. And I thought that I was just going to go on my own, because we had just finished walking. We had just finished going to Primonti's, and it was just like, oh, what are we gonna like? What are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna, like head back to the hotel? I was just like, well, I was thinking I would just, there's this toy store nearby, and suddenly everyone's just like, yeah, let's go. And we had just an absolute blast.
Yes.
Dude, that place was fucking awesome.
Oh,
hold on, Niv. I want to just bring something up real quick. Hold on. Sorry. Like, you're saying this, like, you're like, before we get to the toy store, like, you're straight edge. You've been straight edge for a while. When Adam and I we all walked by, Adam and I wanted to go into a freaking
we spent like at least like 30 minutes in just a specific Pennsylvania bourbon and whiskey store. You were nice enough to stick around for us, so,
right?
Yeah,
that's true.
It was at least a half hour. It might have been closer to an hour.
We were there for a while.
We were there for a long time. Like, Adam and I were sipping and just sampling, and like, you stood there the entire time. Like, that's what this is about, though. It's about like finding people you don't necessarily need to agree with everything on, but finding the ability to just vibe.
Absolutely.
And have a good time. And like, I will say this, like, I was somewhat sober at the toy store, and I almost spent like $1,000. So,
whoa! What did you get?
I didn't buy shit. No, I talked myself out of it. Literally talked myself out of every.
Almost spent.
But there was everything.
I almost spent $4 million in there.
I wish I'd have gone with y'all. I didn't know about the trip, but that's a place I would love to go.
There was the floor. The top floor was like the music floor, and then there was the movie floor below that, and then there was the comics floor below that, and then there was like the toys and games below that. It was absurd.
Yeah, I had been in there once before. I was going to be hosting a Marvel theme night here in the city, and so I went around to all the comic book shops. Hey, can I put a flyer up? And so I had been in there, but only on the first floor and then down in the basement, which is their comics area. I had no idea that there was so much more to this place. So when I tracked these guys down, and they're like, they were in this comic in this comic shop.
You did show up at the end. Yeah, you were there.
Yeah. And I went up, up and up and up. I'm like, holy crap, this place is so much bigger than I thought. And
he did eventually go down.
He was bottom floor. He's in the dungeon.
So wild place, really cool.
Sorry, Niv, go right. That was rude of me, and I apologize. Go right ahead, sir.
Oh, no. I think I had said my piece on that, but yeah, it was such a great time. Had such a blast in Pittsburgh. We had such great times together, meeting so many new people. I mean, like, here I went, I'll speak to my future podcast partner, Kelly Kitko. Like, I had met her at SporkleCon, and she didn't know anyone at Trivial Warfare. And then suddenly I just kind of just like, hey, come along, dragged her in. And then like the community enveloped her, just swallowed her in. And so much so that she felt so comfortable that she brought her boyfriend and joined in on all this stuff and takeover, and just such a great community. And I have to just thank Jonathan over and over again.
Well, I honestly, guys, I thank you guys, because the reason it's a great community is that it's full of great people. And I can't stress that enough. It feels miraculous, guys, because when you look at, I'm going to make an assumption, right? I know my history. I know some of y'all's histories. Most people who love trivia and love nerdy stuff probably had a hard time as a kid. Probably didn't fit in super great. Made it a little bit challenging.
A lot of heads nodding in the chat.
Yeah, right? And so it feels really, really cool to find out that no, we weren't defective. It's not that we were this weird, it's just that we weren't around very many people who were open about liking the stuff that we liked. And so now to be able to walk into a room and for people to be like, yeah, I know we said we'd go to a bar and do this thing tonight. Can we just stay in the suite and play board games and do trivia? And it's like, actually, that's amazing. I'd love to do that. That's way less effort and energy. I'd have more fun. And people loved that. I mean, that happened because that's what people wanted. It's that makes me that thrills me.
That was like, that's not stem from, I'm not taking credit for anything, but like the night before when we all went out and I was getting everyone to say, fuck you, Turner, to
Not everyone.
That's true. Vanessa was too classy to say fuck you, Turner. Vanessa and Ash Yusuf, too classy to say it. Everybody else said it.
And in case the message didn't get through, fuck you, Turner.
Yeah. Fucking Turner.
But like what for me was like we got out that night. I was like, Adam wasn't there. Where the hell was Adam? Adam was back at the freaking suite, just hanging out, playing trivia, and having fun with a little small group. And we had the opportunity to do poker night instead. That sounded ideal to me.
Right?
That sounded good, right? It sounded like a really good time. And I think that's just a credit to the environment that Jonathan, you've built has been, you had a group of people that felt comfortable saying, we'd rather do this. And there's nothing wrong with going out to the bar or whatever we were going. I genuinely don't remember what we were going to do that night. But to me, the most impactful and the most memorable evenings of that trip were that. It was that and the Berg Bus. The Berg Bus was fucking awesome.
That was so great. Berg Bus was
so great.
So good.
Shout out, if you're ever in Pittsburgh and you get a chance to go on the Berg Bus, you should do it.
And bring your own alcohol.
The problem there is nobody's going to have as good a time on the Berg Bus as we did, because if you're there with 2 or 3 friends and we're going to get on the Berg Bus with a bunch of strangers, it's not going to be the same.
No.
Yeah,
all right, well, then get a bunch of friends and then go on the Berg Bus.
You need a specific cocktail of friends, though. Like we just had the right. We had the host who immediately. At first, the host was nervous.
He was good
because he came into this and he was just like, "Hey, I heard that you guys are trivia guys," and there was like, "How many of you have been on Jeopardy?" And suddenly, like 12 hands fly up, and and there's a little fear in his eyes.
He was like, "Oh shit!"
And there's like, "How many of you won Jeopardy?" And then only 4 hands went down, and there's suddenly it's like, "Oh shit! I have like the trivia that I have here on this bus is not going to be sufficient." But then suddenly he realizes what group he's with, and he realizes that he could have fun, and again he can be himself. And next thing you know, he's giving someone a Bronco Buster, and it's so absurd.
So many obscure wrestling like references in that entire like hour and a half vignette.
There was a lot.
Oh my god, it went deep cuts.
Yeah, he was totally into it. But he also realized that even though we are all the nerds, we all also have a lot of different interests. And so he could jump onto a lot of different things and play off of different stuff. And so as like an improv guy, he was able to keep it going, and we were going to just we were involved, and we were going to keep playing along with him. And because all of us we're very comfortable, and also maybe not very drunk, but a little bit drunk. And so we were extremely able to just like match his intensity and intelligence and his his vibes with all that stuff. So he was a perfect host. Like that was the best singular event of the entire weekend without question.
And I have to chat.
Sorry, Paul,
real
I was
quick.
just going to say, I think that one of the things that stood out there is that you might assume that if you're getting together with a bunch of trivia people, that it's going to be okay. It's going to be nerdy. Maybe it's going to be quiet, or maybe it's going to be stick in the mud, dry, boring. And we were. He told us after, he's like, I've never had a group that was so willing to play along with anything that I wanted to do, no matter what it was. And we were game for it because there's not a lot of ego in the Trivial Warfare Army.
We can all take a joke. And the funny thing is, we all, not all, but like a lot of us, someone is going to get the joke no matter what it is. And keep going.
That's absolutely
true. That's the great thing. Whatever joke he made, somebody understood it and kept going. And none of us gives a fucking like, you make fun of us. He made fun of me because I was wearing a bowling shirt. He called me fucking the 2.5 Men the entire goddamn day. And
that was so good.
It was great.
Yeah, definitely not a stick in the mud group that when we had 40 odd of us all yelling "suck our dicks" to random strangers out the windows on the streets.
They weren't random. They were Pitt students.
Yes, they were.
They had it coming. They know what they did.
And I will say that the host that we're talking about here, his name's Matt Light. Matt Light Comedy on Instagram. Yep. He is so worth a follow. He's good. Great.
Could not agree more. All right, so we are at the 41-minute mark, ladies and gentlemen. But like, I will say this: I feel like I'm back in Pittsburgh right now, so I am just enjoying the shit out of this. But I want to be cognizant of everybody's time. It's getting close to 11 o'clock here on the East Coast. Can we talk about what, just like, if you had one takeaway from that weekend, what was like the lasting impression or the most memorable event that you went through? And I'm not going to call anyone in specific, but feel free to take us away. So,
well, I'm going to jump in real quick so I can jump out because I'm getting a text from my wife saying I'm really fading fast. I need to go to bed, and I'm recording in the bedroom. So,
I didn't know you made that kind of content, Paul.
Well, this is onlyfans.com/PTE. So,
yes.
Funny story about making that kind of content. No. What's my big takeaway from it? Well, I was just so damn happy that it worked out and that I got to share the city that I have come to love so much with the people that I love so much. It was after, I guess during Denver that I started saying, I really want to do this in Pittsburgh. That's what it was, because it was around that time that they had announced when the NFL draft was going. The NFL draft was going to be in Pittsburgh. And here's the dates. And all I could think is, holy shit, the amount of money they are going to dump into the city to make it perfect, to make it pristine, get everything cleaned up. And I said, 2 weekends before the NFL draft would be so perfect to have everybody come, because you're never going to see this city any better than it was then. I mean, God knows the draft, they did a number on the city, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So it took like a year and a half of poking at Jonathan and being like, we should do this. Yeah. Hey, buddy, we're going to do this. Right. And like people had told me, just do the legwork and he will be happy about it. The less work Jonathan has to do about it, the more likely it is that he's going to be behind it. Was true. The advice
but
I would give. And
Paul, I think that you've gotten a good sense for just how much legwork we're talking about.
Oh God!
It's so much, and so even with you doing all that stuff, we're still meeting and going over and making decisions, and it's a lot.
People, let me tell you, I had to go to so many bars and hang out for an hour or two to see if it would really be good for everybody.
Wow, so tough.
Yeah, it's so many Friday nights trying to determine what's their Friday night crowd like, and just hopping from place. There was a lot of effort put in to my liver, but they're beyond that. Just going from hotel to hotel trying to find the best spot. Yeah, John, it was a ton of work, but it was absolutely a labor of love, and
That's awesome.
I could not be happier about how everything turned out. I am going to have to bounce after this. So you folks, of
dude.
course, do all the talking you like. You don't need me here. But the outpouring of positive feedback I have gotten from so many people has just been it really did my heart good. I appreciate so much all the positive feedback that everybody sent, all the the DMs and the emails I got from so many wonderful people. It meant a lot to me, and I thank all of you for it, and for the opportunity to do something silly like this. And on that note, I am going to shut this down so my wife can go to bed. Been a great time
Love
hanging
you,
with you
Paul.
all.
Bye.
Love you all.
Take care, brother.
Enjoy, folks.
The host with the most facial hair on the show right now is gone. And now we can all say, fuck you, Paul.
Oh, fuck you, Paul.
Oh.
Oh, and Paul has left us. Let's kind of go around the room. Jonathan, we're obviously going to end with you. Adam, let's go over to you next. What was your takeaway, your biggest moment, or what did you leave Pittsburgh with other than chlamydia?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that her name? I saw you with her. I never caught her name.
Yeah, she was a wonderful young lady. No. Pittsburgh was, I was honestly surprised at how wonderful the city was. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like the city was perfect for this. Like, it was a great, but other than that, like, no, I just have a great time. I'm a very, extrovert in all senses of the word. And I also understand that we have a group of people who might be the introverts. And so after a certain amount of time, they're done and they're going to the fucking room. And I'm going to typically be one of maybe like the last 10 people before the end of the night. And I'm going to stick around and keep going with it. Poker was fun. I won some money. I actually was up that night. That was great. That's always a good thing because Jonathan was surprised that I won and that made me happy. But besides, I don't do great always at our online poker, but maybe I'm better in person. But either or, no, I like seeing people. I'm an extrovert in that sense. I enjoy seeing the folks. I enjoy Vanessa. I enjoy Niv. I enjoy Jonathan, and that's it from this group. And it's a good time.
Niv, let's head over to you, sir.
There were so many great memories that I have from this. The big ones are all going to be in that suite, because having the suite, having this kind of hub for everyone to hang out with in was just spectacular. Whether it be, playing Name That Tune with Paul and everyone ganging up on me, or
that was fun.
You still had an advantage.
Come on, I lost to a team of 6. Come on, that was mean.
Barely. You came in second.
Yeah, okay, true. Okay, but still. Also, like, we sat around, like, I forgot who bought the Trivial Pursuit, and suddenly we were just playing a game of Trivial Pursuit, and after I played, I just hosted, because sometimes I just like hosting, and I was just trying to be the host with the most, and everyone just kept coming in and out the room. We just split the room in half and just, okay, this half of the room answer those questions, this half of the room answer those questions, and we just went on playing Trivial Pursuit for hours upon hours. And it was just an absolute blast. I couldn't, and, as Adam was saying, I'm an introvert. It doesn't always, come off that way, but really I am someone who just, there's an inside voice that just suddenly is just always going, just swallows up and, hides inside. And this is a community where I can be an introvert and still be around other people who sometimes are introverted, who sometimes are quiet, and feel like, hey, it's okay to be introverted. It's okay to be whatever. And just like we all came together for not just a love of trivia, but just for, just to be able to have a good time. And we had such a great time, whether it was the incline or going to the Warhol. I went to the mattress factory, and which was a blast. I went to Randyland. There's so many, fun things that happened in such a short amount of time. So if anyone, if you missed out on Takeover, look, like 2 years in a row, that takeovers have been just phenomenal. I mean, Denver was great as well. Denver had Meow Wolf. There was so much good stuff in Denver. And now,
Cool.
This is 2 years in a row. Don't miss out on a third one. I don't know where this next one's going to be, but wherever it is, it's going to be a good time. This is already a proven commodity. So get in. Come on. Like, where
I think that's one of the things, is that it doesn't matter where it is, right?
Mhm.
Wherever we as a group decide that we're going to go, it will be fun.
Yeah,
exactly. Right. And we're going to welcome you. There was this one moment where our group was going to the incline. And one of the members of the group was just like, hey, I'll take a picture of the rest of you. And I turned and it was just like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? You're one of us. It's like, no, you're in here. Yeah. It's like, get in here. Like, don't feel like you're on the outside. No, we love you. You're one of us. Come on in. And come on. That's just, for me, that signifies what this community is. It's just so inclusive, so good. It's a great time. I mean, yeah.
Vanessa, heading over to you.
I think most everyone has said the things that I would say. The suite was awesome. The ability to kind of come and go and hang out and be in big groups or small groups, or no groups, depending on kind of what I was feeling like, was amazing. I think that one of the things that's so fascinating is that there's not like the awkwardness of getting to know people, because you can assume that people that are there are already similar to you in some way. So there's no that like weirdness of trying to figure out, like, will I even get along with this person that I'm talking to? The answer is already yes. So it just makes it really easy to interact, especially for people that have perhaps some social anxiety or some introvertedness. But I think the ability for us to have this group that is like pre-built friends, that requires little effort to blend into, is just awesome.
I'll echo that. As someone who struggles with apparently anxiety, that's what my doctor said as I was shaking in his office. And like, it's real talk here for a second. If you listen to this show regularly, a couple weeks before this, you heard a Real Talk episode where Brittany and I were talking about kind of what we went through in the past 5 years, separately, but kind of together. You'll know that like there's been some shit that's happened in my life. And I'm not going to rehash that here. If you want to hear that, I don't know why you'd want to hear that, but go back and listen to it. But like, it kind of brought to light for me stuff that I was not able to see until after I went through it. And by after I went through it, it was the idea of like, I have anxiety and I struggle with shit like that. Like, that's not something I'm ever going to kind of get away from. And I actually went with freaking Xanax. I brought Xanax with me to this trip because I was that nervous about it, and I knew people that were going. And thankfully I never took any of it. Alcohol helped, but like I didn't have to take any of it because like genuinely, I joke a lot, and they're not always funny. Sometimes they're sad, and I'm sorry, but I didn't need any of it because like I got there, and like as soon as I got there, I got to hang out with Matt Lamia, who's become a good friend of mine. Adam, who I feel like I've grown really close with, has become a good friend of mine. I got to see these people that I've known through these webcams and this shitty little $5 webcam up here. Like, and I felt immediately as a part of a group, and that can't be understated. For someone who, for me, was never really aware of it. It was kind of at the periphery of my existence over the course since really, for me, 2022 on, this lens has shifted to make me realize kind of what's going on with me. To feel this way is transformative. It's not something I take lightly. And so I'm going to say something that sounds completely contrite, and I don't want anyone to take it that way. Because what I feel like I found with this group, Jonathan, that you've created, and I owe this to you, and I will say thank you, is I feel like I found my tribe. This group of people that, for better or worse, will be supportive of me. And like I did this big thing, and Adam, I poke fun at you a lot, and I feel like you poke fun at me, and I hope that's okay.
That's that's a brotherhood, bro.
It is.
Me and John, same thing.
No, I can't do that with John.
Well, John is an angry soul. Like I love my brother. But deep down, he's an angry soul.
But like Mike Turner's one that like I've come to get real, like just genuinely I get close with, to the point where like we're talking about like, you know, whatever. But
that's awesome.
Genuinely good dude. But the fact that I felt so comfortable in a friendship with these people, like I've met Mike one time in my life. Adam, I met you like twice, maybe once.
Yeah. No,
twice.
Is it both? Twice. No, three times. SporkleCon and 2 Trivial Warfare.
I only went to 1 Trivial Warfare. I didn't go to the first one. I was too anxious.
No, you're at the Jacksonville, and then you were at Pittsburgh.
I wasn't at Jacksonville 1, and I wasn't at Denver. I was only at Jacksonville 2.
I was at Jacksonville 2.
Yeah. Is that in SporkleCon? That was the only time we met, actually, in person.
You weren't at Pittsburgh?
Am
I drunk? Am I crazy?
Yeah. Third.
Oh, this is the third time.
He's saying that this is going into Pittsburgh. This is what he was thinking.
Sorry, my bad. I'm drunk. Yes, I am drunk. Yeah,
me too.
Twice before this.
But like, I have found this group of people that it's weird, the fact that like I'm friends and I'll give them shit, but like I know that if I'm going through something like I went through back 6 years ago, fuck, what year is it? 4 years
2026.
ago. Yeah. 4 years, like I'd have this, I like 100% could talk to, and that's not a foreign concept to me, but new to me, and I'm getting used to it. I'm adjusting to it. But like this is an evolution of my life that genuinely I owe to Jonathan, the group that you've built, this life-changing event and this life-changing organism that is the TWA meetup in the TWA Army. Like, I can't thank you enough for that. And like, I genuinely want you to know that no matter what happens now, a year from now, 5 years from now, the profound impact that's had, not just on my life, but the people that are here and the people that aren't here. Like, that's fucking awesome, bro. And that's because you stood up and sat down with Chris Hollister and read freaking Trivial Pursuit cards to each other for a couple of hours. Mm-hmm. Like, just realize how far this has come and realize the impact you've had on people that are willing to come on here and answer trivia questions incorrectly, some more than others, on a podcast that's
wow.
He didn't say your name. Why did you think he was talking about you?
He inferred that me and Vanessa fucked this
up. But Jonathan, getting to know you over the last couple of years has been just one of the highlights of my life, and just how magnanimous and open you are to being your true self is inspiring. And the people you've gravitated around you is amazing. And I genuinely, the reason I wanted to do this is because I want other people to feel the way I feel about the group that's here. And I hope that if you're a listener of our show, that you will take something from that and feel invited to be a part of a bigger community and to reach out and find the people that genuinely want to know you. And that's almost a foreign concept to me. So thank you, sir. But Jonathan, we're an hour in. We've been recording for 3 hours at this point. I'm going to let you say the final words because that feels appropriate.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate everything that all of you guys have said, frankly. I hope that you all who have spent time with me in person and that anybody who listens to any of the stuff that we do, that you guys know that I don't take it for granted in every single way that you describe yourself and you think about, oh, well, I have a hard time with this, or this part of socializing is a challenge. Me too, y'all. Me too. I'm in therapy. I'm almost always in therapy. I find it very healthy. And one of the brightest points that I get to tell my therapist about is you all. I get to talk about how between the years of 2015 and 2018, my entire life changed, and how I got to be around people who humbled me, be around people who I could feel like I was a peer of and feel accepted and not feel this weird mix of being both superior and less than at the same time, which is like, how the hell does that happen, right? But that's how I felt a lot of times. And when I started going to trivia events and podcast events back then, my social anxiety was through the roof, y'all, through the roof. I used to get absolutely hammered at every event that I went to just to be able to be socially functional because I was too nervous to try and do it straight. And I can tell you that one of the strongest things that I can say to y'all is that in Pittsburgh, I barely had a single thing to drink. I sipped some whiskey with Adam because he wanted me to taste the rainbow.
Oh, yeah, I'm an asshole.
And I had one half a drink that I ended up putting down. I had no need for it. I had no urge for it. Everybody was just so great. And Vanessa, I think you said it so well, because the same thing that you just described is what I've experienced too. It is so easy to make friends when the people that you're meeting have stuff in common with you that is clear and evident. And you're just like, you like that? I like that. We're best friends now. And it's just like this wild thing that feels like the way the whole world should be. Well, we can't control the world, but we can damn sure make sure that it's like that for us. And so that's exactly right. And that's how I feel about it. And I am eternally grateful and thankful to have found people like you all to experience this with. It is the joy of my life. It is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
I can't think of a better way to end that than by giving Vanessa kudos for the words that she spoke. Jonathan, my friend, the pleasure is 100% mine to host you here. Niv and Adam and Vanessa, amazing getting to know the three of you over the course of the last, it sounds weird to say only a month for Vanessa and Niv, but like legitimately, I feel like I know the two of you pretty damn well at this point. And I thank you for the friendship and the camaraderie that you have brought to my life and the stillness you've brought my soul. Adam, my friend, we will be in contact soon, if for no other reason, then we're going to be on each other's shows a lot over the course of the next year.
Love you, my man. Love you.
I will leave everybody with this. Life isn't easy. Life is hard. It's a lot easier when you surround yourself with people that you can agree with and you can commiserate with, but also celebrate the wins with. And that's what this group is. If you are not a member of the Trivial Warfare Army, I cannot encourage you enough. I would genuinely hope to see you all at SporkleCon later on this year, at the TWA meetup next year. But reach out, be a part of the community. I do encourage you of that. And I can tell you from experience, it's a value add in your life. For Adam, for Niv, for Vanessa, for Jonathan, I have been Chris. We will see you next Thursday with a new episode of the Pub Trivia Experience. Until then, have a good one.
Welcome, get a glass and fill it with booze. See if you can figure out all the clues. If you like trivia, you're part of the club. So come on down and join us at the pub. We act like idiots and call it art. Every now and then we say something smart. If it's trivia you really love, then come and join us down at the pub. Come and join us down